The Livyatan is now in Path of Titans. This is an Arazoa mod, of course, brought by the Arazoa community, alongside that of Tropeo. Now, let's showcase this off. So, firstly, the species. You've got Melville, which is this one here. Then you've got Delphinoterus, which is this one here. The main change is mainly on the rear flippers and the dorsal fin. Then you've got Orcinus as well, which gives it a big orca-like dorsal fin. Now, let's go in game and check the baby out. Now, this is the Livyatan, the baby, 0.25 growth, and this thing is big because if you compare it to our little tiny hatchling or juvenile Kai, yeah, this thing's huge. Now you get a standard bite attack when you do your bite. Now, the important thing is with this, also, this thing is very, very slow. This is an apex. It's a big boy, but we want to check the bite attack. This Kaiweki has been bullied today. It's been attacked by an orca, a Helicoprion, and now the Livyatan. Yeah, half health almost on that baby Kai. That is a big damage dealing attack, and I wonder if it's going to still be the case when you're a full adult versus a full adult as well. The Livyatan comes with a fair few amount of abilities. Now, it isn't as much as the Divine Beast Orca or the Helicoprion, because this one gets 8 attacks overall as compared to the total of 11 and 13 for the other two respectively. Let's showcase and talk about these attacks. So let's start off with the bite. It's a bite that causes medium damage. Then you get Piercing Bite, which is a slower bite that causes high bleed, applies a 15% movement debuff on a successful hit for 10 seconds. Then Sharp Teeth, which increases armor by 10%, damage by 10%, and bleed by 20%. Then you go to your sensors. You get Pod Migration, which is plus 5% stamina recovery, and for every cetacean in your group, stacks up to 5 times. Protector provides all group members within 30 meters a 15% armor boost, does not affect yourself or stack. Then you get Quick Thinking, which is when you enter combat, plus 15% turn speed and plus 10% damage for 8 seconds. After that, Solo Singer is a 20% faster vocal ability cooldown when not in a group. After that, you get your front limb abilities. You get a Lunge, which lunges forward in the water, and Powerful Flippers, which is max stamina decreased by 10%. Its swim speed increased by 20%. Then for your metabolisms, you get Fisher, Molluscivore, and Raptorial. Fisher allows you to eat meat, fish, and bones. Molluscivore allows you to eat shellfish and bones. And then you go for Raptorial, which is only able to eat fresh meat. Then you go to your hide. You get Blubber Reserves, which is plus 15% armor, 30% bleed resistance, and the effects of Fat Reserves, but lowers HP regen by 15% and stamina regen by and carry capacity by 25%. That's quite a lot. Then you go to Marathon Runner, which is plus 15% max stamina, plus 20% stamina regen, and minus 10% swim speed. Then after that, you get Pressurized Hide, which increases oxygen by 50%, swim speed by 10%, and swim turn rate by 10%, but reduces your armor and bleed heal rate by 15%. For your tail, you get 2 passives and 1 tail attack. That is Tail Slam, which causes high damage and knockback. Then you go for your others. Diving Fluke increases swim speed by 10%, decreases max stamina by 7.5%. Pelagic Tail increases max stamina by 15%, decreases swim speed by 5%, and then you go to your voice. Get Livyatan Core, which increases attack of yourself and all group members or group cetaceans within 30 meters by 15%, stacks up to 3 times. Concussion Blast, which is a loud blast that lowers the speed of nearby creatures within 60 meters. Dreadful Clicking, which is a loud clicking call that decreases the movement speed and armor of the nearest creature within 60 meters by 15%. And then Sonic Disruption, which is a loud blast of sound that decreases the damage and stops stamina regen of ungrouped creatures within 30 meters for a short duration. So, now let's compare all of these attacks to an adult Kaiwekia, because this one is very, very unfortunate. So before, as you could tell on the baby, when you were attacking it with the Livyatan baby as well, it dealt half the amount of health. And it doesn't do half, but it does do about just less than a quarter. Thank God we didn't kill it. The next one, of course, is Piercing Bite, which does almost half health, but of course the main important thing there is that it does bleed too, and it's a slower attack with a longer cooldown. Now the next one is Lunge, which I'm pretty sure doesn't do any damage. Yeah, it's just a lunge forward in the water, but you want to follow that of course with your Tail Slap, which does this. Quite a bit of knockback, but not a massive amount of damage. Now, of course, that is all of the attacks with the Livyatan. Let me know your thoughts about these in the comments down below. Which ones do you like? Which ones do you not? I'd love to know your thoughts. But yeah, that is that. So the Livyatan comes with 11 skins, my lucky number, so let's go through and talk about them all. The first one is this one, which is default. There you go. Then you get Marauder, very similar to the default in the coloration, but of course the pattern is different. Then you got Battle Scarred, which is cool. This one kind of reminds me like Moby Dick, I guess, but with the scarring too. Then you've got the Orca version. Then after that, Muddy, which is a gorgeous skin. Humpback, which is like the humpback whale. Then you've got Algae, which has the scars on there as well. Even kind of like that from fighting like a giant squid. Imagine a giant squid mod. That'll be really cool. Arctic is next. Amazon follows after. And then you've got Penumbra. And then you've got Albino. Now, I do want to say, the skins aren't, of course, the very nice, fancy, pantsy, rainbow-coloured skins that you'd normally get. These are very subtle and work with this mod, and I kind of like that. Let me know which skin is your favourite in the comments down below, though. I'd love to know your thoughts. There we have it, however. The Livyatan is pretty much here. This is the Livyatan mod, and I quite like it. Now, this thing is, in terms of speed, it's okay, but it is an apex of the oceans. It's one that will do better around its own kind, cetaceans. I am curious if the Divine Beast Orca classes itself as a cetacean, so you get that intermod kind of grouping there. But of course, this thing is great. I really like it. I love the models and I love the sounds as well. I'd love to know what you think about them. Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.